on YouTube, Facebook and eBay. So go on Facebook and follow me on there, or friend me. I've got a page and a profile page, and I've got tons of photos on there, about 1900 coin photos to look at, 900 stamp first day envelopes releases since 1971 up to 2002, I think it was. Anyway, tons on there to go and see. And of course 500 plus videos on here to watch. So today I've got Willy's MilkBar coins, meagre dropping, but I've been going down there a bit and he's only a small shop and he needs to keep change, so this is all he had. $10 of 50-cent pieces and $10 of 20s. And I went down the bank and I've grabbed quite a few 50 cents. I won't say me, I'll open whatever until I stop. If I do them all, I don't do them all. So what we'll do is check the 50s here first, Willy's ones. So that's Woody, Willy's MilkBar, that's the name of the street that it's in, Willy Street. And so it was Willy's MilkBar, but I've noticed that he doesn't have a name on his shop anymore. I don't know what the name of the shop is. He's changed the front a bit. But it's in Willy Street in Keilor anyway. So these were off him yesterday. I haven't looked through, I never looked through them. I'll just wait until now. Yeah, so who knows, it's always pretty good down there, finding something of value. 2010. Now, I haven't got on here, but Snapper, Peter Butterworth, bragging, obviously bragging, put a post up on Facebook anyhow, and I've put it on my profile. I shared it to my profile, and he's got a real nice little video that he's made. He's got some videos he's made, some little ones. I think this one, the 2010 rotates that he's got, I think they're pictures. Anyway, he's got all these rotates, and I think it's 10. It's either 9 or 10, but he's got them all lined up, you know, in his 2x2s in the photos, and he's got, well, let's say 10. He's got 10 of these rotate. I can't find one. And yet he's asking me for 99s, and you can't get them up there in Queensland, a nice 1999. And I can't get the rotates. It's weird how things happen, but it's a lottery. So they're all up in Queensland by the sounds of it, because everyone that I know up there's been finding them. That's all going to get all its lamination floor peel through here. You can see it all. That's all the dirt in there. The clean dirt. I call it glacier lines because dirt clean, and that'll start splitting, and it'll turn into lamination floor or metal peel. Don't think it's done it yet. Getting close. Yeah, not yet, but all this will all go. It'll all break through and crack and start peeling. As soon as all the sand and the dirt disappears, the metal's got nothing to hold on to, and it'll peel. It's got nothing to hold on to. You can see it all through here. All the back's going to do it as well, right through there. Had a lot of problems back in those days with dirt in their metal. So you find lamination floor on, well, you can find them on any coin, but definitely 84s down, 1984 downwards, you'll get the majority of them. So on here I'm looking for the die crack. I found one many years ago off there. I've got photos on Facebook showing it, the whizzing emu I call it. I can't find another one again. And you can get trail lines on here, which, let me get my little pointers. which I think this has got one on here. Yep. So that there is raised, and that's called a trail line. It's not a die crack. It's been marked. It's been an end coin at some stage, and the rollers have got it from the rolling machine. Or something else is scratching the circle. Yeah. So there you go. You got one there. You use the light to find it. Don't worry about toothpicks and all that because they're too fine. There's one. It's coming up there. Just there. So trail lines, and I've got videos on them. I don't look for them so much anymore because I've got, well I should, because I thought I had quite a lot, but I don't. I've got about 8 of them, but that's over a few years. No, I've got 12 of them over, say, 18 months. Anyway, they're always vertical. They're never past that point. They're never this way. They're always that side of the kangaroo. They're always vertical, and they can start from here and finish here. There could be just one. It can be many, right, and starting on here, but they could be many, and they're just in here, just in the flora, sorry, in the flora. They're never on the detail. They're only on the background, on the field. And anyway, they cause from over cleaning, lint, water, something left on the die, and whatever is left on the die has to go somewhere when it's struck, because there's no air gap. These are struck tight, 150 to 350 tons, and anything in there has to go somewhere. It can't turn the steam and go out if it's water. It's got to, it doesn't, can't do it. So it buries itself into the die. And they're called furrows. So it puts long furrows like the farmers do on their farm, dead straight line furrows, and then it mints it onto the back of them as raised lines. They're dead straight. They can be raised really big, they can be down small. Anyway, so look for them. Trail lines, T-R-A-I-L, mostly on American coins. That's where you'll find the info on it. I couldn't find any here when I was finding them. Nobody had anything about them in actual fact, till I started putting them on eBay. I don't know what people were thinking they were prior to that, but anyhow, I had to research the American coins for that, to learn about them. But that's the only coin I know that has trail lines on it that we have. I don't know of any other coins. Well, that was Willy's coin. Oh, that was his. We'll look at his 20s now. Jobby, how you going, buddy? I haven't even looked over there since I've been waffling. I'll just get these out. Oh, look. Look what he's put in there for me. The New Zealand 50 cents sitting on the top. Somebody's tried to pass that off down his shop, eh? Probably as a 20 cents. No, it wouldn't even go as a 20 cents. That's this. So it doesn't fit 20 cents or 10 cents. So if you're trying to pass, they're not going to get through anyone because they just don't match anything. So I get them. Yeah, lovely coin. And use the light, see if there's any errors. 2015. Alright, that'll go with my other ton of foreign coins I got. 2001 on the top. Is it a Fed? No. Is it? It's all joined, IRB. You get I spaced RB joined and all spaced on these coins. And on this side, so there's 3 obvious die varieties to get. This side, there's 2. There's a small SD and a large SD. And where is that SD? Jeez, I have to check that. I think that's a small, and it's die filled. Yeah. No, I think that's a standard, and it's die filled. The D on there is It's got difill on it. I don't know if that's really showing up. Let me see if I can do this again. Come on, get in there. Just there. So you can see the D is filled. So that's difill on there. But you can get small SD on here. It could be the small. I've got small SD here. I'll have to keep it to check. But it's difilled anyway. Yeah, so you can get small SD. So 2 reverse dies, small and standard. And on the front you can get 3 die varieties, all joined, I spaced RB joined and all spaced. And that 3 of them, that 3, can be matched up with the small SD as well. Alright, so it gives you 6 coins there to collect. The all joined and the small SD, I spaced RB joined and the small SD, the all spaced and the small SD. So them on their own and then them with the small SD. They're telling you that. She got the buck teeth. Well, look at that one. Look, she's got the buck teeth. She's got a cut on the lips. Just picked it up. But on that, the I spaced RB join, I can't tell you 100% if that does come with a small SD, okay? I'll say it does, but I can't tell you with 100% because I don't have one, and I'd have to check my pictures, photos I've taken to see if I've had one. But the all joined with the small SD, yep. The large head, if you want to call it, all spaced with the small SD, yes. The I spaced RB joined with the small SD, question mark, not sure. So I'll keep that one because I want to check that with the small SD. I got it. It looks like it could be a small SD and difill on there, but check. And this one you can get the pointed A on there. This is the small head. The large head has a pointed A, which they use lasers to create that one. So lasers obviously like a finish, a point finish to start again, and they save the movement too, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So they save the movement on the laser for making the A as well, so it saves time. So yeah, look for them, pointed A. One pointed A to, geez, you might be looking at 200-300 of these through your hand. So say 200-300 standard till you find one pointed A. I haven't found a pointed A for a while now. In actual fact, yeah, a long time, could be 2 years. These get privy mark on them, same as the 66 Canberra. They had a gap between the wave and the platypus head. That's a privy mark they put on there in 66, and they did the same again in 2008. So you can get the wave gap, they call it. Now I've got a photo to show you there's 3 different wave gaps to get. So there's 4 reverse dies to get. There's this one, all joined, joined to the platypus head. Then there's the small space between the wave and the platypus head. Then there's a medium, and then there's a large space, okay? So let's say there's a 1/2 mil, 3/4 and 1 mil. I've got photos on Facebook now, you can have a look at them, and you'll see the 3. I've got them on here too in the video. And you'll see that I've actually found 3 different spaces of that gap. They're not consistent, but I found they're consistent with the 3 gaps that I found. So 4 reverse dies on the 2008. 21, horrible. 2001. Now there's the standard SD. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's the small SD. So there you go. So that's the variety, the small SD variety, and it's got difill on the D. I'd say about 80% of the D is nearly missing. It's missing, but not completely. But you put the light on it, you see not really much there. That's a standard. You can see how small the S is. It's 2/3 that. So that's a variety. It's a small SD on the oil joint, right? And you can get them on the oil space because I've got them. I've got that one here. I've got one only with the large head and the small SD together. It's double variety. So it's a variety. Okay, that cool. And this one, I'll just hold on. Let's check. This one's here. That's all joined. I haven't looked over. Gary, how you going, buddy? Sorry if you've been there a little while, mate. I'm getting caught up talking. Yeah, so I better move them because I'm going to get them caught up. These 2004. I'd like to find a pointy head to show you. I've only got two. I think I've got two, maybe three. That's all. So woodies, we always find an 81 3.5 claw. I seriously reckon, just say I've had 50 lots of coins from him, or 50 lots with 20 cents in there, and I'd say on serious probably only twice that I haven't found an 81 3.5 claw in there. Because I tell everyone, go down and get $10 worth of 20s, but get 20 just to make sure, you know. So go down and get $20 of 20s. That's nothing to get, you know. And there's 16 mil on them. And have a look through, and you know, 99.9999% you're going to find one, if not two, you know, or three. You know, out of $20, sometimes I find three. So anyway, from 1 to 3 with $20, and find your own. That one there is concaved. It's been pushed really hard, so the heavy strike. The bottom of those letters all flat, and on the other side it will be either a Canberra or a Welsh minted 20 cents. It's got all its claws there, you can see. No half claw on there. And we look at the nostril to tell the difference. That's the only difference between the Canberra and the Welsh. The Welsh is the only one that has the small nostrils, and Canberra and Canada both have the large nostrils. And when they're worn, they can be a bit hard to distinguish. Now, I'm just going on that one there, how it flicks out. I'll go on that is the Welsh coin. It's a bit hard to tell. Let me keep it. It's either it's really hard to tell when they're worn, but the Welsh coin is the only one that has a bigger space between the nostrils, and they're smaller and they're like teardrops on the side. And then the Canberra and the Canada one both have closer and pushed in big nostrils. And when they wear, it's hard to call. So anyway, it's a Welsh or Canberra minted coin, this one. And the other difference is the Canadian, this has flat base letters. The Canadian has curved base letters, or fish-tailed, or scalloped, whatever you want to call them. And the Queen sits on top of the planchet. She's sitting down here because they use less pressure. And the Queen actually sits on top. You can tell them just by looking at them, from just looking at them. I can just tell by looking at them without looking at anything else. I'll turn them over if it's a Welsh or Canberra straight off the mark, just from the way the strike, the pressure that was used on it. Yeah, I'll keep that one and see if we can find another one to show you the nostrils. And there, the Canberra and Welsh. Oh, you know, I was pushing that the Welsh was a bit harder to find, but you know, then I went through a spat of finding them. So I really don't know which is the harder one to find, but they should be the same because there were 50 million minted in Canada, Canberra and Wales. So yeah, they should be the same. Yeah, one shouldn't be rarer than the other. They made the same mintage. The only thing to look on them is when they got dye fill and everything for errors. Which I've got plenty of them too. The Welsh or the Canberra can mimic the Canadian by having dye fill on that first core. A lot of people on eBay are selling Canberra and Welsh dye fill error coins as Canadian privy marked variety coins. And the way you look is just look at the base, the letters. If they're curve based, it's Canada, they're the only ones that have it. If you turn over, be a half claw there every time. If they're flat based on the letters, like these, just flat, no curve in them. The fish tails are curved. They curve like that on the bottom. Got a little nick in the bottom of it. Well, the T has a little nick right in the middle. And so there's the ones, and the I's, and the T, and the I, and the H, they all have pushes right in the bottom at the bottom there. And that's what they call scalloped or fish-tailed or curve-based. You see a lot of it on pre-decimal coins. They always played around with different ones. Standard SD, all joined. Hardest one to find is the I-spaced RB joined on the 2001. The large head, the all spaced, you'll find. And then the easiest one is the all joined. But all joined, then all spaced, and then I-spaced RB joined, they're the hardest to find on the 2001 Federation and platypus design. It's not the large head if everybody thinks it is. If you want to call it that, the all space, it's not. It's the middle one. And telling the difference between them is really hard as well. That looks like another, yeah, it's down, another Canberra or Welsh. Yeah, it's got all its claws. See the nostrils. They're pretty big, so that'll be Canberra. That's Canberra for sure, because they're closer together and larger. Or are they? Oh no, they look like they're flicked off at the side. They could be Welsh as well. I'm thinking that both of these are Welsh, to tell you the truth. Even though I keep saying Canberra. But a little hard to call when they're worn like that. I'll keep both of them there. But you get the gist anyway. If you want to collect all three of them, well, the Canadian one, fish-based or scallop-based lettering, flat planchet. She sits on top and it's flat. And half claw there, first one, and small nostrils. Large nostrils, sorry. Same as the Canberra. Large nostrils, yeah. Now, I got videos on that you can go and reference them and check them. And I've got the photos on Facebook. I'll show you them up really close. That's a nice 76. Got a little bit of dirt on it, but not too bad. If you were doing your set, you'd take it, I'll tell you. Just a bit of washing liquid, bit of soapy liquid, and dab it dry with tissue, just dab it dry. And that'll be a nice one till you find one to upgrade to. It's got a nice underline. You see, it's only worn a little bit. It's just dirty there. I'll keep that. I don't mind the old coins. And there's 20 cents, so let's face it. Another good thing, as I say, for noodling coins that you don't buy, that you're just paying face value for, you collect them, and then you can put them all in, spend them, save them up for 10 years, whatever. But you won't lose any money. You'll get back exactly what you paid, and you know, your face value that you paid. And you might be real lucky and have some that have gone up in value, and then you can learn how to sell your coins. Ugh, it's horrible, but that again, she's sitting down. Turn over, all the claws are there. Nostrils, forget it. This one, I know it gets cuts on the top of the hair to the crown, just here. You can get dye cracks off the nose and chin, really fine, and off the hair here. Has to be uncirculated, no fingerprints, no muck on it, no nothing to see them. They're hairline fractures, and I mean they're hairline. They're the type of ones like on the 2005 $1 Dancing Man. He's got two that come off the back of his heel like sparks. But you're only going to find them if it's uncirculated. You know, there's certain things you're only going to keep, but you're only going to come across if they're uncirculated. Once they get like this, you just don't see them. They go. A bit of wear, they're gone. So getting rolls of uncirculated is really good for looking for those minor defects that you just, like I know I've got them here. We all have, Gary, everyone's found them. Off the nose and chin and that, you wouldn't see it in this condition. Well, you might. Look, there's one just there. Just that little. Let me see if I'm talking crap or we can see it. Let's see, get the light on it. Well, you can see through with that light, through the dirt, if they were there. This one doesn't seem to have them. The other one was off that point of that hair there coming out. Only about that much, that's all. Yeah, so that's all of his coins, and no 1981. And those other two, well, they're either Canberra or Welsh. I'm pretty sure both of them are Welsh. And then what I keep, I don't know what I kept. Only 2 coins here. Oh yeah, well it was worth it anyway for the. Oh look, I forgot to look at these. If you go on my photos on Facebook, you'll see all the 2001s with the dye fill. I didn't even look on this one. There it is there, see? The R's filled up. I thought there was another one I mentioned too. I didn't look at it for an error. Yeah, so the R fills, look, perfect. I forgot about that on these. They do, they get fill on these letters here, so keep an eye on them. But if you look at my photos in Facebook, I've got all of them there. You'll see all the letters that fill up and all the doubling that happens and all that. Oh, that's right. It was her with the bucky teeth because I picked it up, didn't I? Well, I was telling you about that. I didn't look up here and see here. So she's got the old rabbit tooth. Bucky beaver. Let's see if I can just bear with me for a tick while I try and work this out. I've got to go up closer. I think I've got to go closer. That's it. There you go. So she's, that's me moving. It's hard to stay still. Anyway, she's got a big cut on the mouth there. Give her a buck tooth. And there's that R. Filled up and doubled up. Look at all the dye wear around the outside where it's worn. All the metal fills into the wear first, then fills the R up. So it's dye wear. So double, and it's done it there. And on that one, you've got doubling. And that's all, and that one, it's dye wear. It's not dye shift. That is dye wear. You can see see that on the side of the A, there's a ledge, then there's another ledge. That's the wear going on. It's not double dyed or been repaired or any of that. That shows you there anyway. It's dye fill, and that's because it's all it's all wear and tear. And so that's all that doubling is all dye wear on there. And clear, see that? It's got a bit of doubling going here. Got some wear there, and that's dye wear, because there's the proof. That wear broke out into a chip there on that edge of this. So as on this, you could imagine on the die, it goes along and that drops into a void, which is this. And that edge there is vulnerable. And it's wearing. And it fills it first, a little bit of wear on the chamfer, you know. And here's the proof, it chipped out completely. So it's not die shift, because the whole thing would have to be doubled. All of these as well. You can't pick and choose a letter to shift. If it shifts, well, it's shifted. You know, the whole thing's got to be doubled. Or like 95% of it. Anyway, so that's die wear. It's all worn on the edge of the design, and it chipped out right there. And it's all worn here. All the edging of the lettering's worn, and the R's filled up. So basically the knob that pushes into there is gone on the die. It's worn off. And now that's that pushed up with that. It's just, anyhow, so that's alright. That's a nice error. And variety. So you got small SD variety with die fill. Never even checked the rest of it. See if there's anything else going on. Get a lot around here sometimes and here. So you got die fill on the small SD variety and die fill on it. D's nearly gone. And then on this side, you've got die wear, die chip, and the die wear, which is filled that with doubling. Yeah, that's a good one. Good error and variety all in one, double hit, and the nice 76 out of there. Even the reading's still not too bad on that. Still got plenty on there. Didn't use it for a nail file. Anyway, that's Woody's. Willy's MilkBar. Error, variety, and die fill, die wear error. Or just die wear, not die fill, die. It's got die wear and die wear. It's worn out, the D. And it's a variety and an error. A nice 76. Anyway, that's a lot of waffling for that. Oh man, I've got to get over here and talk, see who's here. Gary, I said Gary. Peter, how you going, Peter? Yeah, good luck with the 385, yeah. Yeah. Yes. You're lucky. Well, I'm lucky. I've got plenty of banks to go there. Around, I think I've got 4 in a couple of kilometres, and that's just the one branch. I've got another bank, so I don't know. That might be 7 all around me. But I don't use them. I only go to the 2, my main one and the small bank. Yeah, nice 75. I've got some already, but you know, again, if you were getting them to put in for a set that you're just starting, or you're just starting, you don't knock that back. Take it, you know. And see that bit of green is gone. That's the oil in my hands. All right. We'll take it out. We'll nullify it. Believe it or not, it does. And you could wash it, but you know, just for in there for having one, and then just upgrade as you find one in here that hasn't got all that. Which I've got a couple of. You'll find them in top nick. No problems about that. 5.4 on them. That's horrible. That's horrible. There's a few spotty coins in here, isn't there? 2010, no rotate. Yeah, it's probably got errors on it though. Let's see, it looks dirty enough to have them. These get them all around the shield, down the kangaroo back, on his paws. You get doubling on the 50 here on nearly every one of them. It's just wear, dye wear, nearly all every year gets. Look, you can see on the edge that 5's going. Every year gets. So if you're thinking on that, if you find any with your doubling and all that with your 50, it's like, yeah, you're great. No, it's the most common. It's the most common thing on a 50-cent piece is doubling of that 50 down there. Dye wear. It's just a weak link in the whole thing. That's the weakest part because it always gets doubling going. Yeah, well, I told you last time, buddy, if you got coin cancer, they're no good. It spreads. That's pre-decimals. With these, different story. Pre-decimals are copper. You can't keep them together. Totally different. When you're talking about pre-decimal to decimal. Decimal is very rare, mate. Very rare. Very rare. You're getting that on them. You look through how many I've got here, it's extremely rare, so it's not even really a problem. And you won't get it on any new coins and all that stuff. Yeah, I would on these. Yeah, it's pretty rare getting it. Your pre-decimals you get on them, and if you've got it, well, they're dead. Unless you've got. It depends on the year. If it's that's all I say. It depends on the year as to whether or not it's a keeper. But if you do keep it, you've got a couple of cards there. If you do keep it away from any other coins. And you can nullify it by just rubbing over it with some olive oil. And on pre-decimal coins, you're allowed to do that. You can actually coat your coins a little bit of olive oil on them to make them shine. That's quite acceptable, believe it or not. But you can't clean them. Like crap, you can't. Yeah. So keep them away from each other, nullify it with a bit of olive oil on them, and it makes them shine real nice too. That's not a problem with doing that because that's what the old books used to say, used to tell. That's all fine to do, you can put your olive oil on it, Just need a real light dab on that finger and on here, and just on it, and just use that just to work it. You'll be surprised how far it'll go, and just keep putting it across lightly, and over the other side, and just do that, and then just again just a real soft cloth or tissue, and just even with the tissue, just dab. Because it'll go, but you'll see it'll stay nice polished. Now, if your hands are soft enough, all right, and you've got enough on there, best thing is wet your hands with hot water, get them soft. And once you've dabbed it off, got that off, just go over it with your hand, with no oil on your fingers, and just go over it again. It'll shine up beautiful, mate. Beautiful. No marks, no nothing. Your fingers are the softest thing you got to wipe over and clean off anything on your coin. If you've got soft hands, you've got to have it, heat them up in the dishwashing liquid, get them hot and wrinkly, or get them soft, If you've already got soft hands, you don't have to, but you're talking about guys with really rough hands, soft, you got to soften them up, otherwise you're going to scratch them, for sure. But you do it right, and you won't see any difference. Did I? Anyway, it doesn't matter now. I think I missed a coin somewhere. So these are the bank coins now, obviously. So I've used that light. All right, so I always get the light, and sorry about my fingers. But you see that bright light in there now, all across here, it changes that to a mirror back. If there's anything in there, you're going to see it. There's a cut in there, die crack in there, any trail lines in there, doubling in there, you're going to see it. It'll show it. See there? You can't, go there. look, gets rid of that background. And I can see right there that there's a small trail line right there. I've just picked up with that light. So it's just there. Another one there, another one there. So I'll come a bit closer. There they are. I should have closed to start with, shouldn't I? So there's the trail line. There, 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 there. Just here. Just there. Off that point. This way. Off that point. So there you go. They're nice little trail lines. Again, they run vertical, never horizontal, always this side of the 50, and they keep parallel to each other. You know, perpendicular. That's the right word, to each other. They always do. And that again, you know, whatever happened, it left them in what it left on the die. Straight lines. Whatever it did, and that's why a polisher, when it goes around, you'll see it leaves straight line to the lint. And that's what the main thing they reckon is going on, is over polished, and the lint is built up in the line, and it's been minted with it and pushed into the die. But you can look them up, like I said, trail lines, and you won't pick them up with your toothpick that I've seen some idiot doing. You know, toothpicks. I mean, use your eyes, use the light, use that light. Look, anything on there you'll see. All right. And that was proof. I saw that from right back here. I've got glasses and I've got to wear glasses, two different types. So anyone with good eyes and that, are going to pick it up, and don't do what I did, but zoom it up and have a look if you can. Big a magnifying glass, or use your camera, your phone camera like I do. Here, brings them up perfect, eh? Don't need a magnifying glass. You see, if I could be doing this without videoing it and just use the phone's camera and see all this exactly the same without using the magnifying glass. Only to have to use the loop if I need to see up close, right up close. That's all. But otherwise, I find looking through using the camera here is perfect. I was looking for crop circles on that, dots on that, on the beak. I should have said, I like to repeat myself, as you all know, but that's because there could be new people, and I expect new people to come along, and new people, and like, you know, every video has to be like I'm teaching or showing people that haven't been here before. Is that around 50 coming up? What did I just see then? Oh, I saw that. I thought that was reading on the edge. I saw that edge, look, what? I saw that, and I'm like, is that a 50, around 50? I thought it was the reading. Hey? Anyway, my heart dropped. How good would that be, finding around 50 cents? And you should find them, technically. You got the shadow bars on this one, double bar shadows. On the 66, 83, 93, 96, 97, and 2004. These are the ones I've found them all on. I found them on all of them lately, except for I don't have a 97. I don't have a 97. I've got a 66, 83, 93, 96, and a 2004 that I found all with the double bar shadow bars on it. But the 97, I haven't found one yet. Oh, I have found them. I haven't found one lately. Put it that way. Bring it up. I'm not really in. Look, I showed you the last one. If they don't stand right out, I'm not looking for them. I've got enough, and they take time on here as well. Looking for the crop circle on these. Looks like a donut. It's just there in that reading there. So it looks like a donut, crop circle. Not easy to find. 99. This one you get the incused flag. That one's the flat flag, incuse flag. Incuse means dip down, cut in. That was the first ones. They trialled them out, didn't want it, and they went to these ones. So these are actually the variety, because the other one was the first one, believe it or not. But it's true. These were out second. The standard is incused. These ones they brought out. They varied it. They made a variation to it and made them flat. And this is the variation. So anyway, so the incuse is those lines, and the crisscross are all pushed down in, like that hole there in the zero is incused. And the flag is bigger and smooth inside. I mean that star. This one's smaller and rough, and the other one's larger and smooth, which you don't need to worry, because you just look for that incuse. And they're a money coin. Those ones, find them, 45 bucks up, or $40. Depending on the conditions, they're pretty ratty, so 35 bucks up. With a good standard one, you know, anything up to 60 bucks. So they're worth finding. You find 10 of them a day, be alright. Look, that's all. I'm not looking, because all of the 13s are really bad. All of them get cuds all along round here. Everywhere from 2009 up to 2016. They're pretty synonymous for what I found. Getting the cuds around the shield and down the kangaroo. The 15's not as much, not as many, not as bad. Or as often. There you go. It's not as often on the 15, but you do get them. The 2010, 13, and 16 are the worst. They can get it all around that shield. 2004 shadow bar. No Federation come up. 43 million on these anyway, if you wanted to know. I shouldn't look for these because they can take time. I just want that die crack off the emu. Couple of 83 shadow bars would be alright. I think I've got one. Nice 82, that's alright. I need 20 million on the 82s, 25 million, so pretty high up. Let me look over. I haven't talked to anyone. Let me just have a look. Yeah, hands are soft, eh, Jobby? Pen pusher. Yeah, I muck around with things. Yeah, it felt my heart skip a bit. It did, Pete. I thought it was around 50. You know that reading, it do it. You know, you see reading on the edge of a 50. Well, if you on the edge of these, if you see reading on there, well, you got a good chance of Australia. It could be a New Zealand one as well. Yeah, that's right. You found that New Zealand one. That's right. Oh, so Gary gets one the other night, and he had a shock when it dropped out of the bag. Oh, maybe that's where you get them, in the bags, and we haven't got a chance in these rolls. Oh, there might be something we need to be looking at here to find them. It might be, if you want to find the around 50-cent pieces, I would suggest that, yes, what Gary got them in the bags, not in these rolls, because the machine that these roll up just might not let them go in for, like they might and they might not. But in the bags, they're just pouring them in there and doing it on weight. They're not counting them. These are a legal set weight too, if anybody didn't know. You can use that as a weight if you wanted to. All of our coins you can. They're legally weighed. So they're a legal weight. If anyone knows what that means that you can use that as a set weight for weighing things, okay? That's the thing about Australian coins too. They're a legal set weight. And so you can measure your coin, you can weigh your coins to get exact, precise what you've got. And I'd have to say that, being an exception to that, I would probably say like every $10,000, something like that, that there'll be a possible difference with the weight, with weighing them up with that 0.31 gathering up pace, and you might actually lose a couple of coins. You might be a couple of dollars out. You know, I'm just guessing at $10,000 worth. If it was weighed up into a bag, let's say, you could start losing coins as it goes up in weight because of the oddity of the number that they weigh. But they are legal weight, and you can use them for a weight. And so they just put them in the bags anyway, and they weigh them. So they don't need to look at them. And because of the so 50 cents are plus or minus 0.9 in weight, okay? So they're nearly allowing 1 gram difference with these in weight. Because I wrote it down here, I checked them out and got them all. So the 50 cents is 0.96 plus or minus 0.96, not 0.96, but 0.96, which you can say is 1. So they weigh 15.55, so they can be as low as 14.59 up to 16.51. That's the weight these can get to. All right, so that's the plus and minus on a 50 cent piece. 1 gram they're allowing. That's massive. Even though they're a set weight that I've read that you can use. I don't know if that works out, but that was my point of losing something as they get heavier, as you get more of them into a heavy bag. Yeah, there's the. That's nearly 1 gram. You get difference. So from 14.6 up to 16.5, they can go. The ones that freak me out is the 10 cent piece, the plus and minus on the 10 cent. You wouldn't believe how thin and less weight the 10 cents can get. Let me tell you. So 10 cents is 5.65 in weight, but their plus or minus is 0.49. So let's just clear it and say 0.5, so half a gram. They're allowing half a gram off that 10 cent piece. And I've had thin planchet 10 cent pieces, and I still haven't got them down to the minimum or under. And yet, you guys have watched me last year talk about the one I found. And I waited and I said, how thin do these have to get before they're actually underweight? And the one I had was so thin, and it still came, I think it was, say, 5.1 at 5 it can go to. I think it was like 5.23. So it still wasn't down to the minimum weight that it can get to. So you'd be quite surprised how thin and how much they can look off with that amount of weight off them. So if you think like an error and it's a thin planchet and that, you better weigh them first to make sure they're still not within specification. Oh, Phil found 2 in rolls, did he? Found one of them about 6 months apart. One from, oh right, so it's 6 months apart. Yeah, not 2 together. I was going to say chances of that, but anyway, it's a lottery. It's a lottery. I just got a nice Vic 2001, 2.8 million on them. They were between 2 and 3 million. The highest number is New South Wales at 3 million. I think they're just over 3.1. Lowest is South Australia. Lowest is ACT at 2 million. Then Northern Territory at 2.1. I'm not looking at nothing. I'm just remembering in my head. Then Northern Territory. Then Norfolk Island at 2.2. Then Queensland. Then Tasmania I think Tasmania and Queensland are the same at 2.3 million, but Tassie might be 2.2 as well. And then West Australia 2.4 million, Victoria 2.8, New South Wales 3.1, and then the Federation Coat of Arms 43 million, this one. So it's 10 in the set, 9 states and territories, and this one for 10 coins in the set. And there's no varieties on them that I know of, only errors. Oh man, I better get through these, eh? We're going to see if there's any errors to show you quickly on the bottom of some of these. Crop circle. So yeah, everybody that's got really uncirculated 99s, send of the snapper. Believe it or not, he hasn't got any. Well, he probably has, but he can't find them up there. I had one the other day, it was like brand new, and he wanted it, I'd already taken it back to the bank. I would have sent it to you, buddy. But I'd already taken it back. I'm pretty quick at getting these things back, so if anyone sees anything, you know, you better be quick, because, well, not today, because it's Sunday. They don't go back Sundays. I don't take them back Saturday. If I do, it'll be Saturday morning from a Friday, so that's all right. But during the week, Monday to Thursday, say, they'll be back nearly straight away after I finish. So you've got to be quick if you're pointing out anything in there that's required by yourselves. Looking for the crop circle that happens just here. I haven't pointed out, have I? So there's a crop circle, die crack round one that happens just off that notch there to about where that mark is, where it's just getting dinged more and more. It's going to be hard to find very soon. And you can also get a crop circle cut error underneath the beak with a matching one in the 50. I'm going to check that out. Look, it's just something there. And then you can get the dot under the beak, which is the cud completely filled in, or the crop circle looks like a donut, got a hole in it, then it turns into a complete cud, you know, cut out of the die, hole, and it leaves a dot, full-size dot, you know, like that, not that big, but that's what it looks like. And you get a matching dot here, so a double dot or a double crop circle. And look in there, it looks like something's happening. It is. Now that's the dot that goes with dot under the beak. Look at that. Now let's see if I missed it. And it is there. Oh, it's there. It's been hit. That's why I missed it. So they hit on the top. It's just been flattened a little bit. There you go. Beautiful. That's only my second one. There you go, snapper. If you're watching. A little bit of a cut above that too, just off the beak. A little spike. Is that freaky? Anybody watching this on TV? You're entering the time zone. No, twilight zone. Anyhow, so dot. And as I said, it accompanies by a dot down there. So it's a double dot. And the crop circle is in exactly the same place. Let me see if I put the light on it. Oh, there you go. It did pick it up. I just didn't put the light correct. Bit of a rush. So there you go. It's a double dot. If one's there, this one's there. If that one's there, this one's here. Believe it or not, it's together. And the crop circle, which is the donut looking, is the exact same spot, and it's got a donut. I think it is. It might be a cud like that. It was hard to see the photo. Julie Buttigieg sent it to me to show me that it does exist. The same on the crop circle one that she has that I haven't found, but I've got the double dot that she hadn't found and confirmed it's the same. So if it's a crop circle, dot, dot. That's beautiful. That's only two, my second one. Very hard to find that one. That's the crop circle in comparison. I've got 17 or 20 of them. That's here. This one, this is only my second one. And the crop circle, this is the progressive error of the crop circle. So the crop circle, you know, broke out and turned into a donut, and as it wore, it turned into this. So this is the second state, the the advancing stage of the crop circle. Turns into complete dots. I haven't found a crop circle yet. So the crop circle one I haven't found. That's the earlier stage to this one. Yeah, still looking for that. But that's only my second one of them. And no, it's not. That's my fourth one. What am I talking about? That's my fourth one. That's my fourth dot one. And I haven't found the one before that. So I've got the one where basically it finished. It would have just got bigger from there, if anything. Or they found it and replaced the die. That might have been the end of the line for it. So I've got 4 of them. I've got no crop circle one. 2014 crop circle in there. And you can get the same one on the heel. Not together, but separate. I think they weren't together. Maybe they were. Anyway, check your heel and check both areas for crop circles. And they're bigger, rounder in there. Perfect round. And they look like they got pizza. They got topping. They got die cracks within it. So it looks like a pizza with topping. Or a grate, you know, round grate on the 14. And of course they get all the errors all around it. There's an 8. Yeah, so that's really good. So the 2014s, really hard for me. I've only got one. I think I've only got one. One, maybe two. One, two. One or two. That's all. The crop circle 21 at the back on the reverse, I don't have. The crop circle on the front, the round die crack, which is completely different to those other two. The other one looks like a donut with a hole in the middle, or a Fruit Loop. The one on the obverse is just really thin, raised die crack, complete circle die crack. And I think a bubble popped on the hardening, I reckon, and just left that little rim on the hardening, and then it's minting it as a die crack. Because you don't get round die cracks, so that don't happen. Where the die is buggered up and done it, they usually turn into a complete dropout, and it turns into a round cud. Currently 85, so I went on 85. A couple more of these would be alright. I only got 4, I think. 4 2012 crop circles, which look like the Fruit Loop, which look like the same one on the back of the 21. They both look the same, as in a donut, if you want to call it that. The 14 is completely different. It's bigger. It looks like a pizza with topping. And the 21 on the obverse is different. It's smaller, complete round die crack. And then the 21 on the reverse is the dot, which is double dotted, which isn't a crop circle anymore. It goes from a crop circle to a double dot. 22, this one gets a bubble or a dot, same place as the crop circle on the 21, just off there, right there it happens, if it's on there. I've only got one, and that's the one that Snap has sent to me. So I haven't found one at all on there, and it's there. It's a real beauty. It's a dot just like that, right there, a bubble dot, right where that one would be, I'd say. But let's see it with that light on it there. As you can see those marks, it'll show them up. But not other than that. And as for the back here, you get the snake eyes on the 22, which is cuds here. Get a chip die there and a chip die there, and it gives it 2 eyes. The snake eyes. I got one of them off Wisey. He sent me one, and I found one. I did find one, and I got a couple that are blind eye. So the right eye is developed in there. The left eye is developed into a diamond shape, and the other one's a slit. It hasn't got any further. So winking or blind eye, snake, one eye snake, and then he gets a bit worse for damage, and it turns into another diamond shape over this side cut, and they're shaped in that angle like that, and across here, and you get one there with a space in between, and they look like a pair of eyes, snake eyes. Good name for it. Oh, just there's one. There's one, there's probably more. One there, just there. Tiny bit off that one. There. Two there, there's a little one next to it. One over there. Is there one there? It's not a cord. Yeah, so just a couple little wagglers in there, trail lines in there. Yeah, so they're raised. You won't find them with your toothpick. 14, no, 22, come on the bubble. I haven't had a bubble. I want to find one. Snapper keeps finding them all. He still hasn't told me how many 50 cents he looks at. I swear he must go through thousands or something. I don't know. He's got an amazing amount of all the ones you want to find 50 cents. I haven't looked over. Sorry, let me say hello to anybody who hasn't been here or gone. Or yeah, the 2014. Yeah, I've only got I've got two. I'm pretty sure I've got two. But I'd have to check. I think I've got them on eBay anyway. The one I had. I don't know if I got one or two, but they're on eBay. But yeah, they're really hard to find, eh? Yeah, that's it. I've been doing it for 25 years, mate. I'll just keep looking every day. There's not many days I don't do it, and even if I'm not showing it on here and that, I might still be having a little bit of a noodle on the side there. But it's pretty rare. I usually put the camera on, show you guys. If I'm going to do it, I've got to do it anyway. So I may as well have someone to talk to and let you in on what's going on out there, what there is to find. Errors to come across, varieties. So yeah, so I may as well do it, and everyone else can enjoy the knowledge or whatever. And the banter. I'll never shut up. Cocky. Anyway, I've got to talk. Oh, Reef, how you going, buddy? I've got to talk, otherwise this will probably all leave. Or I get blamed for not talking to someone because I didn't say hello or didn't answer a question. Because I didn't look over to see that they've said something in the chat. And as you guys know, I could be talking for 10, 15 minutes before I look over there and start catching up with everybody, which is right. I should be more on the coins and getting it over and done with. Anyway, that's a flat 7. You can get tilted to the right 7, and you can get, well, I'm going to tell you, look for 4 of them, 4 different variety tilted to the right 7s and 1 flat 7. So you run a line across the 0 and the 7, it'll touch the 9. When that's tilted to the right, that goes from there to there. And when you run a line across the 0 and the 7, it'll run up to here. And there's 4 different angles of that 7 that they made. So there, there, you know. I know there's definitely 3. I'm telling you 4 to make you look for the 4th one, because I'm sure I found 4 different tilted 7s, but definitely 3 anyway. If you get stuck at 3 and you can't get past that, well then it's 3. So yeah, there you go. 16 million. These are the harder one to find because there's more varieties than there are the flat ones. So if there's 4 different obverses to get, you know, well, 3 million of each. No, it'd be 4 million of each. Well, there you go, 4 million flats, but 12 million tilted 7s. So they are the harder ones to find. Is the standard flat 7. Put it on there. A little cookie. Oh yes. There's the second lowest mint, 2.1 million, and they are extremely hard to find. And I've said it's the ACT, then South Australia. You know, South Australia is 2.2. 2.3. No, South Australia is 2.3. All right, so they're higher. But ACT in South Australia in 2002, they were the ones selling for the $6, isn't that uncirculated back then? But they were the ones everyone couldn't get, even back then. And so I've put them at the ACT, has been the harder one to find, which they are. Then I said South Australia, and then Norfolk Island, but this is in there too with them. And I did say this one in there. So your hardest four, that is. But so ACT hardest, to me, South Australia, then Northern Territory, ACT, Norfolk Island is, to me, is second hardest to find. Then Northern Territory, and then South Australia. Well, South Australia, Northern Territory, maybe at the moment, about the same, because I got 3 South Australias in 2 noodles, so that was pretty unbelievable. Yeah, so very hard to find anyway, the Northern Territory. Really hard to find. So that's Vic and North, and I'll take that. It's a nice 18, eh? 5.4 million, put them away, 10 years time. Look, 18, look how nice that's still looking. Best minted coin we've ever had, by far, as far as I'm concerned, of all the coins there. They just keep beautiful luster, minted really beautifully. Look at that. That's been out there in the wild, but these, whatever happened, this metal is one of the best metals they ever had, for sure. It repels the hits. It keeps all the beautiful luster. Beautiful. 5.4 mil. 10, 15 years time, whoever's got these in top neck, they're going to be worth 5s and 6s and maybe more dollars each. Guaranteed, no problems. They're a stunning coin, lowest mintage, and you know, and again, it's face value for 5. If I'm wrong, just go then and buy an ice cream, because you can't lose. But they're just an under the radar coin. I just know it. I can just my seller collector instincts for 2 decades plus. And I just get a real good feeling every time I find one of them and see it. I just know they're going to be good. So put them away, get your 18s and keep them. And like I say, if it doesn't work out, then, well, they'll be worth, they'll be worth more than their face value. There's no worries. But you can spend them, that's a good thing. Just put them away in money box and there. Yeah. Can spend them or sell them, give them away, whatever you want. But they will be, sought after for sure. Nice 88, 9 million. Not very good condition, but put it there, like the ships. And I think this is the one I'm supposed to be looking for, the dot between the 8-8. There's a dot error between the 8-8. Pretty sure Gary told me that. Someone did, Wisey, someone. Just remembered it the other day. But I don't think I made, oh yeah, I did make a note of it, yeah. So yeah, that's right. So it's the dot between the 8-8. Yeah, which one? Which 8-8? I think it might be this 8-8 or this 8-8. He didn't tell me which 8-8. We got 3 of them on here. I wonder if there's a wide 8-8 and a narrow 8-8 there. That seems a bit odd, doesn't it? With that gap. Like 178-8. Look at the gap they put in there to that. Okay. Oh well, I'll keep it anyway. I'm going to check that. Everybody out there, anyway, get your 50 cents. Get these out and have a look here and see if there's something here. And of course, I haven't got books, so you guys might be laughing and saying, "Yeah, there is." You know, call me an idiot. But I haven't got books. I don't get books. I don't read them. But if I don't find them, I don't. And so, or somebody doesn't tell me, I find them myself. But that looks odd. It just doesn't look right. I mean, it's a really clear space from that. I've never picked that up before. It could have been right in front of my eyes all the time, you know, for all these, since the 90s. And I've never picked that up. That is such a white gap. I'm going to keep that. Oh, well, I'll keep them anyway, but I'm going to check that. But if anyone's got plenty of them. Get them out and have a sniff now if you've got them within reach, and see what your 88s on the back are. The distance on that first 1788 between the two 8s. That looks like there's over a mil space on that, when it should be half a mil. It's usually, like this, see this 99, they made it wide, but they kept it consistent, you know. If they were close together and that was over there, it would look real weird. and that would look like a 199.9, you know. Anyway, I haven't picked it up before and it looks odd. Crop circles, no. Oh, shadow bars, no. Shadow bars, no. 21, crop circle, no. Crop bubble, no. Crop bubble, no. She gets a really big tongue. Oh look, it's just starting. This is I'm going to tell you. She gets a real big tongue licking her lips. All right. And this one, she's licking her lips and dribbling. Dribble. There you go. So dye chip there and there, right on the edge of that design. So it's dye wear. The edge of the design's warm. Got a big edge missing on it there, and it's filled that up first, then into there. Yeah, so anyway, I was going to tell you guys 2004, and the other one I got is it comes out and goes halfway up to there, to that point there, big thick one, just like that, and it looks like a tongue coming out licking it. I showed it in the video live 2 weeks ago, I think, because I kept telling everyone. I finally dug it out, and I had the 2006 as well with buck teeth, like that one I found just before, or bucky beaver. So yeah, so there you go. You're dribbling, blowing bubbles, spitting. I dribbled, she missed, went down the chin. That's 2004 students, 2004 students. I think 10 mil, that one. No rotate, 83, one shadow bars, no. 7 million on them, change over 50 years of our decimal coin, and that's the 10 cents, the old 10 cents, the shilling in there, the ram. Consistent with the 1991, where for the 25 years of decimal, they put the whole ram on there, on the 50 cents. Sought after, everybody loves the rams. Yeah, very nice. What's the time? Yeah, I might make this my last one, and then I've got to look over here. I've got a little bad. It's not a bad habit. I can't do everything and read over here. Oh yeah, the old Tender Georgie, yeah. You know, I'm a real slaker, but I got this off him. I got this a fortnight ago. This is all the pins he told me he was going to get me, Peter, from New York. I gathered from New York, because he was New York for New Year's, and he said he's going to get me some pins for the Badges Book of Badges. If anyone doesn't know about that, I've got a badge book with badges in there that people send to fill up, and once it's filled, I'm giving the whole badge book away to someone. I'm not going to keep it. This is everything that goes in there is for the lucky winner. You just got to send badges in to go in for the draw. One entry, doesn't matter how many badges, it's just one entry in there. So I've got to send to Georgie's in there. He's in Singapore. I've got to do that. and I've got to do Dave Browning's. That just came on Friday. He's come back from New Zealand, I'm pretty sure. Dave, you're around, mate. And he said he was going to get some badges when he went over. If people remember, it was on that day. I think Peter might have been in the brief. Anyway, so that's there. And I've got Poor Man's Gold run still, which I should, I want to do it there. I keep showing it because just to let him know I'm still getting around to doing it. It's his latest channel sticker that he got last year, and he sent me one out straight away, like the day he got it or whatever, and 4 months to get here. So he sent it November the 30th, and I picked it up on the 24th of March. So I've had it for a week. So 24th of March I got it, and it's stamped what date's that stamped? Look, I think that's here. I think it got here. I think that's like North Melbourne Centre. Maybe that got here then. So it took 11 days to get from 4K away to my mailbox. And look, he sent it on the 30th. It got into Australia or North Melbourne, or if that's, I don't even know if that's still over there in America. So I told everyone in America, don't send things right at Christmas, wait till after, and it'll get to me quicker. And I did say it. I'd said that on quite a few in November and that. Anyhow, yeah, I know, 4 months. Where's it been? Is what I want to know. I don't know if it's come by ship. It might not have gone airmail. He's written international on there, but I write airmail on all mine. But it might have come by boat, and that would be right. It takes 3 months by boat, doesn't it? If you do the economy. Pretty sure it's 3 months, or just over. Not bad. Underline, it's okay. 2000. This gets die cracks, tiny ones at the tip end there. And the other end. And it gets fat letters. Look at these, perfect mint. I can't believe it. Look how good that is. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no dye wear going on there yet. But yeah, they get horrible, big, thick. They nearly touch once they're so thin. They just didn't even cut it into the dye. And so it just wearing to nearly equal to the field in between, and they just get fatter and fatter because they never left enough for the wear. Every time that strike happens, it's got to be the Hawking, theory. There's got to be atoms coming off every time. Every time, doesn't matter what. There's got to be something coming off and coming off. And they're so flat that it doesn't take much coming off till the field is meeting the design. And so the design just spreads right out fat. And it's just dye wear. That happens on nearly all of them. That's why I'm amazed there's nothing on there. That's mint is really nice. Okay, don't keep many of them. Oh, you're getting the red poppy badge. That's the PNC. It's that one. That's the silver one. It's got the PNC, and you can take the badge off it. Because there was two. They brought out the gold-plated one, which they sold out straight away. The other one was $20. The silver-plated, I think it is. Snapper's favourite coin. If anyone didn't know, Peter Butterworth, he loves these. I've got some uncirculated there from 20 years ago. Still in plastic bags, as I said. I just put them in those little plastic bags the druggies all use. I'll just use them. Just put them in there, airtight, beautiful. No problems at all. They don't even tone, I've noticed. Well, the ones I've got in there. I mean, they don't even tone. They don't change. They don't tone. They don't mark. Nothing. Perfect if you want your coin to stay perfect. Plastic bag. Who would have known? But take it from me. I ain't going to tell you to put your coins in stuff that ain't doing it, but I got my coins there, 20 years in a plastic bag, and I take them out, and they're the same as the day I put in there. They haven't even toned. You put them in your books and stuff, they start toning up. So I don't know, but anyway, that's the truth and honest. That's with mine. Come on, rotate. These are rotated 30 degrees out, so that one sandwich pizza slice there, each point here is 30 degrees. There's 12 of them. 12 times 30, 360. So they're there. So the guy or woman, whoever did it, put the die in. That's what it went that way, and they put it out a notch. Instead of being there, they put it to that one, locked it in, and boom, boom, boom. And so they're all out 30 degrees. So it'll be out like that. When you turn it around, when you turn it there, that one will be there, but as you turn, it'll be that one out. She'll be sitting that way. Anyway, like I said, Snapper showed pictures on Facebook, and he's got 10 of them. 10! I'm trying to find one. Same again, 7 mil. Nice coins. But they're high vintage. High for us anyway. Look, the 18s again. Just the, you know, it's got a hit there, but like, it just, I don't know. Whatever they've done with them, they just tend to keep that frosted luster look to them. Alright, that's it. I'm going to have something to eat. I haven't had breakfast yet. So let me just pour these over, what I got. So that was Woody's MilkBar, Willy's MilkBar, New Zealand 50, 2016 in there. And 2001 with all the errors on the front. It's got all the doubling. Chip shows you the die edge of the design was all worn, not die shift, but worn die, and it chipped out there, got worse. And then the numbers aren't doubled, but the letters start doubling up, and we got a complete fill on the R and doubling here. Now if you look at my photos on Facebook, you'll see all of these like this uncirculated, all right? And you'll find them all on the Federations. The Federations, I've got them on Queensland, I've got them on all of them. So if you look at my photos on Facebook, you'll see these uncirculated when I took them out of rolls and found them, with all these die fill and errors and all that on them, doubling. Yeah, so that was good. 2001, all joined, with die wear all over it. And then on the back, it's got the small SD variety, with die wear on the D. It's nearly not there. Let's see if that other one. No. But yeah, it's trying to get it. It's nearly not there, the D. Huh? And that's the small SD on there. So that's the variety. So the small SD variety on the all joined standard obverse. You can get the other two, I-spaced RB joint and all spaced, with all these die wear problems. Pretty cool, that's good. Hard one to find too, small SD, and you don't see many die fill on them, I've got to say, with the ones I found. Yeah, so that's a nice error and variety. Nice underline 76, it is nice. It has got luster in there. This bit just needs a wash, but it's nice. I like it. And again, you know, if you're doing this set, always grab what you can and just upgrade as you go along, you know. And you'll find them all in here. You'll get one of these nearly uncirculated at some stage. You know, what's not in there today is going to be in there tomorrow. Everyone all over Australia is cashing in coins tomorrow. Guaranteed. They're cashing them in tomorrow, and then by next Friday or Saturday or whatever, they'll be back out again in rolls. That's why I like doing them, because you can't, it's never consistent of what you're doing each day. You might find a consistent coins, but the mixture and what you find is never consistent. And there's all those rarity ones out there to find, as well, so that keeps it interesting. So we got error 20 cents and variety all in one. Then we got that error 2004. She got all the cards on the chin. Again, that's the same. It's worn on the edge of the design, and the edge is broken off on the design. And I did say if that broke off somewhere, there might be one of these. They have to have uncirculated where you got the struck through of the metal on there, possibly where it broke off. More than likely you would, more than likely. Yeah, so that's nice error on that one. Then we got Northern Territory, very hard to find. Victoria, not so much, but not so much. I got like 15 of them. That's only like 2 of them left. Yeah, so very nice, 2 of them. 2.8 mil and 2.1. The ACT is the lowest, 2. Then Northern Territory, 2.1. Then Norfolk Island, 2.2. Then I think Tassie, 2.3. Queensland might be 2.3 as well. 2.4 West Australia, 2.8, and 3.1 for New South, and 43 million for them. Yeah, so anyway, that was really good. And then what do I keep going for? Oh yeah, it's got the trail lines on it that we had in there, going through in there. You'll see them going through there. But anyway, look at my videos, trail lines. What was this one? 21. Oh yeah, this is the double dot. So double dot error. And it's really good because they're consistent, you know, so it's a nice area. This will make it into your books, whatever books you've got, Renix, whatever, this will make it in there. Most dot things do, that are consistent, not building up to it and being, but consistently there, like nearly like it was there straight away. You got your crop circle prior to that, but this is the one that will be in there. Your crop circle will be in there, but it'll probably be under dot because they tend to like saying dot and bubbles. And their nice finish as well compared to the crop circle Fruit Loop donut one. So this will definitely make it in your books, guaranteed. I just, from all my experience, I know they're the one they will be. So that's a really good find, that one. Really good. It's only 4th one of that one. And real nice underline. That's also just nice underline. I don't want it. 16 million. 70 Captain Cook, straight 7. I don't want him. I got plenty of them. So let's see what I'm gonna keep. 88 ship. Don't want it. Got them. That's the error. That's the error. That's low mint. Oh, that's it. Yeah. So that's all I'm keeping. And in New Zealand. So those 2 20 cent error. Variety error. Nice underline. We'll see how it goes. 2 low mints. Another error with the trail lines. Error. Variety. Error. The double dot. 2021 double dot. So error. Variety. Low mint. Nice. There you go. And foreign invader. Coming. Oh, I should have had a battle with the ships. Well, look, let's have a battle with the ships. Where'd I throw it? Too bad. I can't find. Oh, here it is. So here we go. Here's the battle. Which one's the bigger? We won. We win the day. Anyway, very nice. That's it. I'm going to have some breakfast, lunch, tea, whatever time it is. I haven't looked over. Send to Georgie, buddy. Your ears must have been burning. We're just talking about you. I said, I think you're right. I got your package. I got it last week, buddy. So don't worry. I've got that. And another one off Dave Browning to open, which he's got badges, so I can do the badges, book of badges for that. There's Senator Georgie's address anyway. Anybody wants it, send him everything. Send him silver. He loves his silver. Don't you, bro? And Dave Brennan, I've got open his, so I've got those two. And like I said, I've got Poor Man's Gold to open. That's his sticker that he sent me when he got it straight away. And 4 months to get here. I got that on the 24th. So that got in Australia or left America. I don't know what that is. But look. And I got it on the 24th. So wherever it got, if it got here, it still took 9 days to get to my mailbox. That's just atrocious. So I'm guessing that's going to be his new channel sticker that he'd already sent me, his original one. And then that was his next one. I think that was like October last year. He produced that one and he went all out and changed it completely to a real flashbang, beautiful flaming PMG monocle. So yeah, it looks real good. So I've got to open all them anyway, so don't worry, that's coming to do. Lynn, how you going, Lynn? Just saw you. Thanks for dropping in. Yes, yeah, badges off SG, yeah. I gather you're talking to Peter, Georgie. That's cool. You lost me on that one. Yeah. So anyway, I've got other ones there, but it's going long. It's a bad habit. I talk too much. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know. And not only that, I already opened one really quickly the other day in haste because Michael Hector had sent me coins. And they're going to be going into the Gratitude Coin album. So there's the Gratitude Coin album. I did it all, the shout out and everything, but I'll still do it when I put them in there. So I've got the Gratitude Coin album for these two to go in. And then I've got PMG's shout. I don't think there's a coin. If there's a coin in there, well, that'll be another one going in with the Michael's. And then I can't go any further. I've got Dave Brown's and Georgie's badges, but Georgie's is huge, buddy. Do appreciate it too, man. You know, it's the cost of these, you know, sending all these things. But I did say if you can put them flat would be good for you, better. But much appreciated, eh? Big time, off everybody anyway, eh? I'm a bit slacked on it, but I've really been trying to check coins, you know, I've got to get some money. So that's been my priority at the moment, is checking coins as much as I can. But I will do them. I don't know when. Yeah, well, it's about 3 to 4 weeks from Singapore to here, same time as USA. And I said the other day, the things from USA are about 2 to 3 days quicker than getting it from you at Singapore, believe it or not, when I looked at all the averages and stuff, which is crazy when you're just above us from Australia here. Anyway, I don't understand it, but same time. If I paid for airfares to go to Singapore, would I be there in 8 hours? This is crazy. Yeah, so so what's Peter got? He's got a mail call on Stack That Gold. Yeah, Peter's always got mail calls on Stack That Gold. Peter loves his mail calls. Right? Don't you, Pete? Yeah, so so I gather that Peter's left some mail, some call. Anyway, check out Sender Georgie and check Peter J and check out Stack That Gold, because Peter J's been buzzing around on there. Well, since the guy started, I'm pretty sure. Peter's been, what do you call it? Helping, supporting. Well, I was going to say rooting for him, you know, the American way, but yeah, supporting. Yeah, brilliant. So anyway, real good. I'm going to go and eat and keep on noodling, keep on searching, and I've got, like I said, I've got 6 rolls here still to check. Oh, look, this one's got a cook on the top too. Cookie. What? I think these were the 2 I was going to open first. Oh, it's 81. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go. So have a good day, and I'll be back. Well, it'll be the mail call. I'll open these 50s off camera because I want to get them done. Maybe I'll talk crap. I'll probably do them on camera just in case I miss getting like I did the other day, and I decided not to do it on camera. And the first roll, I dug at the 85, and I think there was 3 good coins one there I got out of there, but I got an 85 straight away out of it, and I didn't have the cameras rolling. But anyway, I got them rolling after that and showed the rest of what I found, but it sort of didn't stack up after that. Little bummer. No, it did. I think I got, what, 4 of these in one hit, which was good. Yeah, so anyway, I'll catch everyone after, and have a good day, and enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to go outside, and I don't know, I'm going to make a bacon and egg or something, do something. I'm starving. All right, people, have a good day, and thanks for dropping in, and bye-bye for now. See ya. Bye.